Yeah, like it's just like how I was saying, like, a lot of these artists, you see them, they come in, they're just like it's like they're like the young sacrificial goats.
Right.
They suck the blood out of them, and then they use them and they throw them out. Then they need another baby goat to do what I do, is because I want to challenge that too, and I want to prove that you can be successful, and that you can have you can have notoriety, but then still have integrity and not just be a product. You could have soul, and that it works. Because I know, just from, even if it's just from these small container experiences of like, okay, here I am, I'm doing my music, my abstract music, whatever you want to call it, and I'm rocking. I can rock a crowd in Oakland of all folks who've grown out here in the hood. And touch them and see them react and go crazy, and then put me out somewhere where it's up in where it's predominantly white and they're all hippies, and watch the same thing happen. I've seen I can do this in different settings, so I know that it works, and I know that it's not just about what people are exposed to, because a lot of times, especially now, what we're doing is like this hip hop that I'm doing is it's educational. It's not the same thing that it was before, where it was like, hip hop was this huge thing. Now we're kind of reintroducing it to new people. Some of my fans that are listening to my music now, they don't know about A Tribe Called Quest or Public Enemy or any of that. They're just learning about it through me. Which I have to have some kind of like humility to be able to not shun them, and to be able to invite them in and show them that there's a bigger world that I'm attached to. Right, there's kids right now, they're like, I'm tripping out, like, what, you're born in the year 2000, so you're 22 this year. Like, it's like, when you think about it like that,
I know,
like,
that's crazy, right?
Yeah,
that is crazy. But you were saying there about these artists, like popular artists, and I was thinking that one of the good things about being underground and not hugely known is that you do have more freedom as an artist, don't you?
For sure. I think that's a huge. That's great. I've gotten to learn how to be independent, get to know myself a lot more, and then also know what creative control feels like, which and also control of these other parts of what I do, which is really important. But those have all have been steps that I took to figure that out, and it's all been about challenging myself as well too, because I think that a lot of artists like me who are kind of I don't know what you would say, we're on the fringe, we're on the fringe, we're making some, it's like jazz rap or whatever, we're like we're doing this different kind of thing, but I feel like a lot of those cats, they get really comfortable with just being unknown and just doing something that's just super duper under the radar. But I've always felt very much like, people need to hear what I'm doing, and people need to see it,
Right.
So but I've been in that mind state myself too, though, where I've had to kind of push myself to like see the potential of what it was that I was doing, beyond just thinking like, okay, this is cool right here, just being underground, I'm the cool guy that nobody knows about, and that's cool. Like, I'm really trying to push myself and challenge myself and challenge others too, because that's also an incentive, is to challenge people,
So do you have a plan? Do you have like something written down that says, okay, in 2022, these are my goals, and by 2025, I want to be doing such and such?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I have, there's certain things that, certain goals that I have in mind, but, a lot of this, it's just like it's just me showing up. Showing up is the most important thing. If I have one big idea, I stick to it and I see it through, and then usually when I get done with that idea, something opens up, just like putting out, Funk Lore and the comic book, like I knew I needed to put it out. I didn't know what was going to happen from doing it, but I know that I had to put all my attention to it. And from putting that out, I've seen things open up in a way for me, and then I can start to gauge like more potential to do things. And then the other thing was putting that show together, which I had been organizing since March.
And that show was last weekend in Oakland. What was the venue again?
At 7th West. And I organized the show. I booked all the artists and did everything, you know, and just working on that from March up until now, you know, and it's interesting. Like I knew I had to do something, but you know, I just knew I had to do it, but I guess the more I got closer to, you know, actually doing it and fulfilling it, the more motivated I became to realize, like, no, this is good. This has got to be big. It's got to be more than just a night. It's got to be more than just bringing people together. Like, you know, it's just like certain ways of thinking where we kind of lowball ourselves, where I just be like, yeah, you know, I'll get a cool little night and bring some people out. Then at a certain point, I'm like, no, we're about to bring hella people out. We're gonna make this the fattest night ever. You know, it's
and it was a big success.
It was a huge success. Yep. And now I'm tripping out because, like I was telling you about the video that I'm doing for People's Park.
Right.
Which is just something that kind of like, it just clicked in my head this week, where at first I knew I needed to do it and I was already working on this music video, and now I'm feeling like, oh, okay, I need to use, this is going to be more than just me putting out a music video on my YouTube channel. I need to make sure that people see this. So I'm gonna do what I got to do to get it out there and make sure that people see it. I'll figure that out, you know, to get it in the movie theater around here. Something, you know, get conversation going, because it's bigger than just me. And it's just, you know, things like that are not, they're not, it's like it comes spur of the moment. You know, I wasn't how I was thinking a week ago. You know, I was not thinking like that.
So getting back to the movie thing, you want to break that down. And also we have here the album.
Yep.
Folklore, and the comic book that came out. What was the release date now? I mean,
it was April 22nd.
April 22nd.
Yeah.
So how has it been doing?
It's been doing really well. I mean, I've almost sold almost all my merch, you know, all my comics and my CDs. That's like the most I've ever, you know, sold.
And you sell the two together as a package always?
Yeah, I'm selling them all together.
The comic book?
Yeah, sell them together. Yeah.
Okay.
And you saw also I just got the press too with KQED, which was
right.
Yeah, so people been responding really well to it, and you know, I'm just gonna keep pushing it and get more eyes and ears on it, and I'll be going on tour, performing that in August, and you know, touching some new audiences, you know.
And you talked about People's Park, and that kind of also ties in with the album, so that was sort of like a springboard from that into this.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that project and exactly what it's about?
Yeah, so I was so first it started out where the last couple months I've been working on an animated music video for my song Random Acts of Nonconformity, which is a song that's like tributes
Hate, Folklore.
Yeah, tributes Hate Man. You know, I even drew Hate Man on the album cover there.
Right.
He was a street philosopher who lived out there in People's Park. He lived out there from the 60s all the way to 2017 when he passed away. And but yeah, he just lived a remarkable life. He was somebody who just, you know, epitome of the Bay Area experience, you know, especially from that time period up until now. And he was a huge advocate for the homeless people, for the homeless community, and not just them, but for humanity, really. Like, people came from all around the world to go and sit and talk with this man, and he had a very specific kind of unique philosophy that embraced humor and had to do with addressing conflict with people who were different than you in a way that was head on in order to get to resolution. And it all revolved around around saying I hate you, being able to say, hey, I hate you, fuck you, and you know, and then move along.
And that's something you would do off the bat, right? You just
right off the bat,
go, I hate you,
fuck you, fuck you, I hate your guts. But he was a very, very wise man, and he actually is my wife's dad, and he's my son's grandfather. So I didn't get a chance to meet him, But I have like met a lot of his friends and people who've been out there, you know, throughout the years, and just kind of gotten to know him through his people, you know. And I think that what he was passing on was very profound. So I made a song in tribute to him called Random Acts of Nonconformity, and I started making a music video for it that's just all collage art animation where I'm using historical pictures from from Berkeley history, Telegraph history, and People's Park history, and also, you know, Hate Man, and just it's pretty crazy. And I don't know, I guess just this week, you know, I felt like I needed to do something extra to, like, you know, raise awareness about what they're doing, which is essentially UC Berkeley is trying to demolish People's Park. I don't know, man. It just for me, it hit close to home. You know, just going to People's Park throughout, you know, the years, and just also knowing people there and seeing people there, and yeah. So I feel like that's my duty as an artist, and also as like a, you know, a resident here, is to be able to put something together. So I'm going to be putting together a small documentary, filming and interviewing a lot of the people who are like attached to the cause over there.
People who live there now?
People who live there, and also people who, not just people who live there, but also people like people who help, you know, people who go over there and help out. And also I'll be talking to a lot of just like OG, like Berkeley folk who've been out here and get their take on it, you know.
And its history is deep, really.
Its history is really deep, and
60s,
it's really important.
Well, all the way through, right?
Yeah, and I mean, just picture picture that little like, you know, those couple blocks from Bancroft all the way to Dwight. What would that really be without People's Park there? Mm-hmm. You know, I've shot many music videos there too, so you know, I mean, and that's just some of my history there. But you know, there's some good people there too, and you know, the homeless folk, the homeless community there, I feel are like largely misunderstood. Meaning that they're, you know, yes, there are drug addicts amongst the homeless, right? But there are drug addicts amongst the people who have homes too. But really,
you just don't see them.
Yeah, exactly. But really, there's this culture in People's Park that nurtures eccentric people and also very brilliant people, very smart people. Like just like I had mentioned Hate Man before, there's a lot of very brilliant people who end up kind of finding their way there, you know, because it's not just about the you know, how disparaging, like, you know, life is economically, but it's also education wise. I feel that you know, our system doesn't really actually help some of our actually smartest people, you know, the smartest people. There's not a lane for everybody to do their thing. So that's why I feel like you find people out there like that too.
So what's the deadline for this film?
I'm gonna try to get. My goal is to finish it by the end of the month. You know, at least within the next 2 months. I'm really trying to. I'm gonna try to interview as many people as I can close to the cause, and but yeah, it's urgent. It's really urgent for sure to be able to finish it and start putting the word out there and raising awareness around what's going on. So it's urgent.
So coming up later this year, you're going to be going to New York.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be in October. So what is your goal for that? And are you still trying to set it up? Like, do you need to reach out to people there?
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to set it up. I'm still reaching out to people, but my main goal is that I need to go to New York City. I need to go mix it up. I need to go, you know, put what I'm doing to work out there, you know, and put it out in front of a New York City audience, and because that's what I'm ready for, you know. Like, I feel like you know, the Bay Area and this has been a great place for me to do what I do and to be able to rock crowds out here. And I'm just ready to keep taking it to the next level. And of course, New York City is like the pinnacle of everything. But no, I guess I kind of just started to realize like, oh wait, I have a lot of connections out in New York City. And that I've kind of just fostered kind of like, naturally throughout the years. And I just started figuring out like, no, it's time for me to put it all together and go out there and see what I can do. So I'll be shooting a music video out there with this Brooklyn spoken word artist. Her name is Madi Dangerously. She's featured on the album. So the song is First Time for Everything. So I'll be shooting a video with her out there. And then I'll be connecting with other artists as well. That I'm tapped in with, and really the goal is to get some shows going, which I'll be doing as well. Nothing locked in yet, but it'll lock in though. Yeah.
And you're probably working on another album too.
I got albums done. I got
dropping more shit than a
I got albums done. I just need to get it mixed and mastered and do all that. But right now, still spreading the word of the funk lore. I did one comic book before. I did 3 Doors for Heroes of the Gold Rush. I don't know. I guess I'm figuring, Bill, that like I don't know if I figure that I will do another comic book, but I'm just figuring that I need to do something with each release. So if it's not a comic book, it's going to be something, even if it's like a picture book with pieces in it or something. But yeah. I figure that everything is going to have something to go along with it.
Well, the new film project, since it's collage style, you're like a mixed media artist, but you're also a multimedia artist. And what I wondered is, like doing comic books and recording hip hop albums, is there a lot of parallels?
A little bit. I mean, for me, I guess doing the the multimedia stuff, or like that the video editing stuff. For me, I guess like that feels like a little closer to what an engineer would feel like when they're sitting there mixing and mastering, all the vocals and everything and the music, which I don't do. I just record. I go and I lay down my tracks and somebody else does it. So it kind of puts me more into like a technical position. And some of it's not always my favorite part to do, but I like the result, and the result is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can check out my album Funk Lore. It's up on all streaming platforms, but I highly encourage that people buy it too. So if you want to buy it, you get it with the comic book.
As a CD.
Yeah, as a CD, and you get the 16-page comic book, and I put other cool stuff in there too. I will mail it to you, and so you can.
Where do they find that?
You can go to my website. It's www.senorgigio.guru. So that's SENORGIGIO.guru.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Peace. Right on. Thank you.